You're watching Pulse for the 27th or 28th of February, and it's time for some Dota 2 news. In this week's episode, we have a talk about the fact that the Dota 2 test client, or beta client, is now live. We have a look at the latest patch to hit said client and all the goodies that came with it, some really cool Dota 2 artwork and wallpapers, and more. Let's get straight to the news. First up, the Dota 2 test client, as Valve have dubbed it, is now live. We did hear about this a couple of weeks back, but it's now actually up and running. Everyone that currently has access to Dota 2 should now see the test build in their Steam games library. As you all probably know, any patches or changes put on the test build will remain there for a week, during which time Valve will be fixing any issues with them, then they'll be promoted to the main Dota 2 build. With the release of this new test client, we've just been warned that there is a limited server capacity for it, so if you do search for a game on it, you may find yourself sitting in that queue a little bit longer. But hey, you do have access to all the new heroes, changes, and improvements a week earlier, so I guess it could be worth it. On that note, speaking of additions, the new hero this week is the Bane Elemental. You can play it right now on the test client, and along with that there are some UI improvements, bug fixes, and a few other minor changes. Nothing too serious this time around, but we gotta keep in mind that this is actually the first proper patch on the beta, so I guess they're just taking it slow for this one. I'm sure we'll see a lot more content in the coming weeks. The Bane Elemental is, as you can see, looking terribly frightening, and it is indeed the stuff of nightmares. You can, as always, find this week's full changelog link below, and if you're actually in the beta right now, then you can try the test client out for yourself. Before moving into some recent discoveries and extras relating to all of this, I'm just going to show you a message I recently received that I think pretty much sums up most of the community's feelings on this new test client.
Are you kidding me? Valve added a public test round for a game still in beta? Are they crazy? The community in the beta is thin enough as it is, now you're dividing them? Last night on Syndren's stream he spent 30 minutes searching for games on both the test client and the main client. That's dumb. I'm sorry, why the hell would you do that?
Now, while not everyone would agree with that, I think most do. The only good thing is that with the addition of the test client, it's becoming more and more likely that we're going to see an open beta soon. And that would obviously make everyone happy, as there are tons of people still looking for keys and looking to get into the beta right now. So you guys can let me know what you think about this below. Do you think we're going to see an open beta soon? Do you like the idea of the test client within the beta? I'm always interested in hearing your thoughts. Moving right along though, Cyborg Matt has a post up analyzing all the content in the new patch, and there's quite a lot of new stuff that wasn't mentioned in the patch notes there, and obviously some stuff that he was able to extract from the client. I'll just mention some of the interesting parts here and you guys can check the rest out for yourselves. Firstly, there are some unreleased hero portraits. We've got the Brewmaster, which is decidedly not Panda, the Lone Druid, the Lycanthrope, the Phantom Lancer, and the Shadow Demon. So the chances are pretty good that we'll see at least one or two of these heroes popping up on the test client soon. There have been some updates to the in-game store, and I have to say it's looking absolutely amazing now. It looks like every single one of your heroes will have an inventory of sorts. That sounds really cool, and I'd say much better than just having simple reskins of heroes. It seems like there will be Steam Workshop support, there are some new icons, new skins, and much more. If you want to see all of it, you're gonna have to check this post out for yourself. I have linked it in the description below this video. And a big thanks goes out to Cyborg Matt for discovering all these amazing goodies. That's pretty much it for the patch news, but right now we're going to have a look at something that the Valve guys actually linked in their latest Dota 2 post. Some amazing looking Dota 2 art. As you can see on your screens right now, these images are super cute and some of them pretty funny. I'm not sure who drew these or where they came from, but they do look great. Yes, I did use the Beastmaster earlier in this episode, and you can find that one linked below too. And as an extra to this, someone on Reddit actually converted these into wallpapers. Below you can find full 1080p wallpapers with these cute little heroes on them in various colors. Very cool and well worth seeing in full size. Check them all out below. With that done, we're going to move on to the Dota 2 smalls. First up, Na'Vi is the first team to make it to the grand finals of the defense. You can read about the Team Dignitas Dota 2 Invitational below. You can read about a recently announced Razer Dota 2 tournament that's happening from the 8th to the 11th of March in Singapore. Dota 2 is in the World Cyber Games game selection poll. It is facing off against StarCraft 2 and League of Legends, so I think a lot of people may be conflicted about which game they want to vote for. But hey, check that out below. Then Quantic Gaming have made their move into the Dota 2 scene by picking up Team DD. Last up, have a look at the next hero in the Defenders series. This one is Crobolus, and it is super impressive, as all the others are. Sadly, that's all I have for you in the Dota news this week. There are a lot of extra smalls to have a look at below, including interviews, a few tournament results, announcements, and more. Definitely worth having a look at if you want to keep up to date with everything happening in the Dota 2 community. As always, you can check back here soon for more Dota 2 news. Remember to like the video and do all that other good stuff, and most importantly, happy trying out that Bane Elemental, if you're in the beta. If not, happy hoping for that open beta soon.